Welcome back to On Track GP, I'm Jamie Chambers, and today we are looking at which drivers won the most fastest lap points in F1 during the 2023 season. Reintroduced in 2019, F1 drivers that finish in the top 10 of a race can earn an extra point by clinching the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. This has helped being added spice to the closing stages of Grand Prix as teams try to take that precious point off each other in the fight for the World Championship title. Firstly, some brief history of F1 fastest laps. Michael Schumacher holds the record for the highest total of fastest laps with 77. Lewis Hamilton is second with 65, while Kimi Räikkönen is third with 46. Gerhard Berger has the most fastest laps among non-world champions with 21. Alberto Ascari holds the record for most consecutive fastest laps with 7 from 1952 Belgian to the 1953 Argentine Grand Prix. Schumacher and Räikkönen hold the record for the most fastest laps in one season with 10. Schumacher achieved this during the 2004 season. Räikkönen matched this in the 2005 and 2008 seasons. Schumacher and Hamilton hold the record for the most seasons with at least one fastest lap, 16. Of the current grid, Verstappen has 30 fastest laps, Alonso 24, Bottas 19, Ricciardo 16, Perez 11, Leclerc 7, Russell and Norris on 6, Gasly and Sainz on 3, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, GUANYU and Piastri all have 2, and Yuki Tsunoda has 1. Max Verstappen recorded the most fastest laps during the F1 2022 season with 5 to his name. Did he beat that in total in the 2023 season? Let's take a look. Bahrain, Zhou GUANYU, 133.996. The first fastest lap award of the season went to the unlikely source in the form of Alfa Romeo driver Zhou GUANYU as the 2023 campaign got underway with the Bahrain Grand Prix. But because Zhou finished all the way down in P16, he did not bag himself an extra point as the reward is only reserved for drivers that finish in the top 10 of the standings. However, it was more than just a glory run for Zhou, whose fastest lap actually took an extra point away from Pierre Gasly in the Alpine, set to be one of Alfa Romeo's main midfield rivals this season. Gasly still picked up 2 points though, having recovered from P20 to start and finish at P9. Saudi Arabia, Max Verstappen, 131.906. Come the second round of the F1 2023 season, it was Verstappen putting his first fastest lap of the season on the board. Starting the Saudi Arabian GP from P15 after a drive shaft failure in Q2, Verstappen made progress through the pack as expected, but was given a big helping hand in the form of a safety car, allowing him to make his first pit stop and run P4 for the restart. Verstappen very quickly improved to P2 behind teammate Sergio Perez, but was unable to reel him in. He went on to set the new fastest lap, something which Red Bull told him they were not interested in on his final tour of the circuit. Australia, Sergio Perez, 120.235. Perez swept up both of the driver of the day and the fastest lap bonus point in Melbourne as he kept calm in the chaos to move from the back of the grid to P5. The Mexican made short work in moving up the grid, mixing the speed of the RB19 with an impressive overtaking style. And with a race that was predicted to be a one-stopper, there was plenty of opportunities for fresh rubber. Perez duly set the quickest time around the lap in lap 53. Little did he know that there was plenty of drama left to come. Azerbaijan, George Russell, 143.37. Running P8 as the Azerbaijan GP marched towards a conclusion, and much more than a pit stop ahead of Alpine's Esteban Ocon behind, Mercedes driver Russell had nothing to lose and so would pit on the penultimate lap for a set of soft tyres, chasing the fastest lap and bonus points. And it was a mission that he was successful in, clocking a 143.37 to claim his first fastest lap award of the F1 2023 campaign. Miami, Max Verstappen, 129.708. It was a Miami masterclass from Verstappen, who used the alternate strategy, starting on hard tyres and moving to mediums to go from P9 to the grid to victory. His route to the checkered flag including a pass on Red Bull teammate Sergio Perez to secure the win. And Verstappen made sure to take the full 26 points away from Miami by clocking the fastest lap of the race on his penultimate tour of the Miami International Autodrome. Monaco, Lewis Hamilton, 115.65. In a race that had looked as though it was becoming processional, Mercedes opted to pit Lewis Hamilton to prompt an undercut, and that's when the fastest lap of the race was set around Monaco, earning his first bonus point of the season. His 115.65 saw him able to close right up on Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari ahead of him, but ultimately the undercut was unsuccessful for Mercedes at the time. Rain later in the race caused the field to all switch onto intermediate and wet tyres, meaning lap times slowed down and Hamilton's benchmark would not be beaten later on. Spain, Max Verstappen, 116.33. The fastest lap for Max Verstappen during the Spanish Grand Prix completed a grand chelem for the race weekend for the reigning world champion, with him having taken pole, lead every lap, won the race and stolen the fastest lap point away from teammate Sergio Perez 5 laps from the end. He had only needed to manage his race pace for much of the race with a comfortable lead throughout, but despite having been shown a black and white flag for track limits, that did not stop Verstappen from gaining the extra point towards the end of the race against the orders of his race engineer, obviously. Canada, Sergio Perez, 1:14.481. For Perez though, the fastest lap will provide only a small comfort to him after losing even more ground in the World Championship title race against Max Verstappen, who recorded Red Bull's 100th win in Formula 1 and personally equalled the win record of the late great Ayrton Senna. Austria, Max Verstappen, 1:07.012. Verstappen already had the Austria win pretty much secured over 20 seconds up the road from Charles Leclerc, but he decided to use that buffer as insurance to make a late pit stop for soft tyres and chase the fastest lap bonus point. Red Bull, initially hesitant, would ultimately oblige, completing a perfect stop as Verstappen then did his part with a 1:07.012 on his final tour of the Red Bull ring to the checkered flag. Britain, Max Verstappen, 1:30.275. Another race, another fastest lap point for the mighty Max Verstappen and yet another dominant victory. A win which bagged Red Bull their first win at Silverstone in over a decade. There was no last lap drama from Verstappen this time. The Dutchman set the fastest lap as early as lap 42. Hungary, Max Verstappen, 1:20.504. Strike up another dominant victory and fastest lap bonus point for Verstappen, who secured Red Bull's record-breaking 12th win in a row and ensured that he left the Hungaroring with a maximum 26 points. His 1:20.504 set on lap 53 was 1.5 seconds faster at the time than any other driver on the track. Belgium, Lewis Hamilton, 1:47.305. Running P4 in Belgium and without a realistic chance of dumping Ferrari's Charles Leclerc off the podium, Hamilton pitted on the penultimate lap of the Belgian Grand Prix for a new set of medium tyres as he went for the fastest lap and bonus point. And he was successful, snatching that honour from a dominant race winner in Verstappen. Dutch, Fernando Alonso, 1:13.837. Fernando Alonso surged back to form upon F1's return to racing after the summer break at the Dutch Grand Prix, marking a wonderful P2 finish behind Max Verstappen with the fastest lap of the race. He set a 1:13.837, which was a mere 0.05 seconds quicker than the dominant Red Bull driver. Italy, Oscar Piastri, 1:25.072. Having required a new front wing following a collision with Lewis Hamilton, Piastri put his fresh tyres to good use in snatching the fastest lap of the Italian Grand Prix, clocking a 1:25.072. As he finished the race P12, it sadly meant that there was no bonus point for the McLaren racer. Singapore, Lewis Hamilton, 1:35.867. After a virtual safety car in Singapore, both Mercedes drivers opted for a pit stop for new mediums in the final stint and were comfortably the fastest drivers on the track. Both Lewis Hamilton and George Russell traded fastest laps as they reeled in the leaders, but it was the 7-time world champion who earned the bonus point around a reconfigured Marina Bay. Japan, Max Verstappen, 1:34.183. It was all plain sailing for Max Verstappen after his winning run was rudely interrupted in Singapore, clocking a lap around a second quicker than the McLaren drivers could manage behind, and they finished on the podium. Verstappen's victory with the bonus point helped wrap up the Constructors' Championship in fine style for Red Bull in Japan, and he opened up the possibility of sealing his third driver's crown in the following round at Qatar. Qatar, Max Verstappen, 1:24.319. Max Verstappen made it back-to-back fastest laps in another classy display at the wheel of the RB19. The win was never under threat as Verstappen took the checkered flag in Qatar, making it the perfect 26 points with a fastest lap of 1:24.319. United States, Yuki Tsunoda, 1:38.139. A first fastest lap of Yuki Tsunoda's career as he pitted late on for a fresh pair of softs. On the fresh rubber, he duly put in a time of 1:38.139 and taking the fastest lap time away from his teammate, Daniel Ricciardo. Mexico City, Lewis Hamilton, 1:21.334. Having been on mediums for the second half of the race, Lewis Hamilton worried that his tyres would not make it to the end, but with a turn up of the engine mode and enough performance in the bank for the final lap, he was able to steal the bonus point of the fastest lap away from Max Verstappen on lap 71 in Mexico City. Sao Paulo, Lando Norris, 1:12.486. While Norris could not topple race winner Max Verstappen, he did everything else, taking P2, the Driver of the Day award, and a bonus point for setting the fastest lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Armed with the soft rubber, Norris delivered a 1:12.486 to ensure that he boosted his collection of points to 19. Las Vegas, Oscar Piastri, 1:35.49. Staying out as late as possible in the hope of a late safety car that didn't come, Oscar Piastri pitted late on in the Las Vegas Grand Prix for medium tyres and clawed back huge amounts of time. His 1:35.49 was the quickest lap of a frenetic race around Las Vegas, in which he was able to rescue a point and a bonus point for his troubles. Abu Dhabi, Max Verstappen, 1:26.993. Verstappen crowned a season of utter dominance in the perfect fashion, setting the fastest lap of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix to go with his 19th victory of the campaign. After an early challenge from Charles Leclerc, Verstappen was out of reach from there on, his 1:26.993 setting the ultimate pace of the race for that day at the Yas Marina circuit. The 2023 season did deliver a couple of surprises in the fastest laps, with Zhou, GUANYU, Yuki Tsunoda and Oscar Piastri all taking fastest laps. What wasn't a surprise was Verstappen nearly doubling his 2020 total with 9 fastest laps in 2023. The final standings for fastest laps were 1 fastest lap for GUANYU, Russell, Alonso, Tsunoda and Norris, 2 fastest laps for Piastri and Perez, 4 for Hamilton and a huge 9 for Verstappen. What was your favourite fastest lap of 2023? Who do you think will land the fastest lap in 2024? Will Verstappen hit double figures for fastest laps, and will he break Schumacher and Raikkonen's record? Let us know what you think in the comments, and remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. This has been On Track GP. I've been Jamie Chambers. Keep the pedal to the metal, and I'll catch you in the next video.